Hello. So the other day I was at Kazi at work. I was at a job, and then these Wazungus, they had come in. And these Wazungus, they were talking about this guy called Peter. Oh wait, this is going international. So you might not know what Wazungus. Wazungus is white people. Me, I'm here in Nairobi, Kenya. I was at work, and these same white people came in and they were talking about this guy called Peter. Well, I thought it was a guy named Peter. I will get to that. But they were talking about this guy saying he's changing these words, these things. I think it was, what was it? He was saying something like, be the guinea pig. Then he said, instead of that, you are supposed to say, what is it? Be the test tube. He said, instead of beat a dead horse, he said, feed a fed horse. These are things in English. These words are anti-animal. So at that time, I was wondering, who is this Peter? Who is Peter? You know, here in Kenya, when we call someone a nickname, someone is named Robert, we say Roba. If somebody is named Brian, we say Brayo. You add that letter at the end. So I thought Peter was a person. So I talked to my friend. I have a friend, he's an expert. He has gone abroad. He has been with you Wazungus. He has sat with you. He has studied you Wazungus. And he told me, no, this Peter is not a person. I asked him, hey, Jemo, who is this Peter person who is making words change in America? These Wazungus are talking about this. He said, no. He said, this guy, this Peter is an organization. They like animals. They like animals more than anything. These guys were saying, we have to change. Then I went online, he told me all these other things, and then I was like, hey, see, there are words in English that are against black people, people like us. And like us, because I have seen the black people, Black Lives Matter. You know, I have been told by Americans that Black Lives Matter now. You know, they come and they talk about things that are happening in Africa. They're saying they're part of us. It's African Americans. They have not been here, but they say we are together. When Wakanda came out, Black Panther came out, these people were very excited. They say, finally, we have a black hero. But Black Panther is African. So if then they can say that Wakanda is theirs, then we can also say this Black Lives Matter, this movement of changing words is also ours. I will also use it here. And I have seen these people, these Peter people, they go out there and then people give them the money when they change the things. So I have this dictionary. You know, we have this dictionary here. Here in Kenya, we still have these kind of books. You know, I mean, not everyone has access to the computer. But I was going through this dictionary. You come here and then when you come to the B words, you find there's also other words in here that are using black. There's other terms that are using black. And if you can change words, these other things, take the what is it? What was it? Take the bull by the horns, and then they change it to take the flower by the thorns. And I am saying, first of all, I'm wondering why are you hurting the flower? So you have these cameras, you have these things, you just take a picture, you smell it, you don't have to take the thorns, you don't have to pull the flower out. What are these people doing with these bowls? And bowls is for eating your nyama choma, unakula tu, unaeka pale, tam. You know, the nyama choma is the roast meat, the barbecue, as you people say. But yes, so they were changing this, and then I was wondering, why don't we also change some of these things? So I talked to my friend Jemo, and then he said, hey, why don't we record this for a video? And then here we are. So in this video, we will read some of these words, and I will give suggestions of how to change these words so they are not offensive to black people anymore. And if you want help and other advice with this, you can contact me and you can give me some money and I will consult with you. And then you white people out there, you can feel better about your life. I will give you the allowance to change these words so you do not have to feel your white guilt anymore. So let us start with the words. Okay, so the first term here is a black ice. Now this black ice is that ice at tea. But even the word of this black ice, what is this black ice? You know, they say black Americans, those are people from Africa. So black ice is black ice from Africa. Do you people know what Africa is? Some of you Americans are very ignorant. Africa is hot. It's very hot here. We don't have ice. You know, the Sahara Desert is huge. The whole continent of America can fit, the whole country of America, even North America. You put that whole thing, it can fit in the Sahara Desert. And these people are talking about black ice. Black ice, you need to change it to ice of no color, because this is things that are mostly in places of white people. It is not here in Kenya. It is not here in Africa. So this black ice, you change it to ice of no color. Okay, the next one here is a black book. They say a black book, and this word, you know, you're using it for people. Why don't you just say what the book is? This is a book for keep track of things that people do to hurt you. And these people is mostly white people. This is why we need this, because you need to keep track of these white people, what they're going to do to you. And some of these, in my black book, I write, white people invented a language, and then they put black on all these bad things. And you will see these words we get to. And that is in my book of people who do things to hurt you, mostly white people. Okay, so next we're going to talk about black sheep. Instead of using black sheep at this term, you're going to call a sheep at it has gone outside. It is not the same. It is this strange thing. You want to call black people strange things. You want to put black on strange things on the outside. When if you actually think about it, everybody came from Africa. We are the ones who threw you out there. You're the ones who left. You look at the world, there's many Asians, there's a yellow people, there's a Latin Americans, there's a Native Americans, there's a red people, there's a black people, there's a brown people. When you look at it, it is white people who is the minority. So who is really the unusual one here, if you really think about it? So this black sheep, we stop using black sheep. We start using sheep of an equally but different but deserving color. You just say that. It is a little longer, but you white people, you have time. Don't pretend that you don't have time. You can say these words. You can say these things longer. Don't just say black and black is bad things and black is the ones that are outside. We need to change. We have time. It is the current year. Next word is blackmail. Now with the blackmail, instead of saying blackmail, again, this is negative things that are being tied to these things. Why don't we just call it what it is? You just say what it is. You just be plain with the words that you are using. You have the time and these things. So you just say, if you did not do this, you would have no reason to be afraid of this mail. Because with the blackmail, see, that's how it is. If you haven't done the thing, how can somebody blackmail you? If you have not been out there cheating with someone, how can someone find that information and then hold it against you and say, I will tell your wife you are out here? You just don't cheat. That's like Donald Trump. He's hiding his things. I hear he's hiding his taxes. He's hiding his things. He doesn't want to talk about Russia. What is he scared of? See, this guy, I think what is his name? Mueller. I don't know his name, but his name, he's looking. I've been seeing on CNN, that man at Don Lemon, he's a black man. He speaks for us. He speaks and he says, I am like you. And he tells me that Donald Trump is a bad man. He's a bad man. I know he's orange, so he's not necessarily a white person. But he's not a person of color like us. But he's still a bad person. But anyway, this is a word. And even this whole thing of a blackmail. See, this is for going and you telling on people. You say, oh, no, I'm going to tell on you. Hey, you, I'm going to tell on you. This is things that white people do. This is not for black people. This is not for us. So this word, remove the black from there and just say what it is. Okay, this next word is, it is Black Friday. And for you, I tell you these things, and you people, you're in America, you are thinking the rest of the world is like you, and this Black Friday is spreading now. I saw it here in Kenya. There was Black Friday, people were selling things. But this word, you are tying this thing. First of all, you are kind of hinting at the black people are cheap, and you are also saying that you are tying black into this whole thing of selling. This is bringing back memories of slavery. When the white people would come and they would take the people that from Africa that we had caught here, but we don't talk about that here. But we had caught them, and then the white people, if they were not buying, why would we be selling? That's how it is. The demand is there. So these people, they were there. They were going, and then they went, and then they were selling these people. So when you tie Black Friday, and you say there's sales, it is because you are remembering. It is just in you. You like buying black things. So you want to buy the black people. It is reminding people of a horrible time in the world. It is bringing scars for billions of people. I think we need to stop using this word. Just find something else. Just say it's Sale Friday, 50% off Friday. You just put something else in there. You don't have to say Black Friday. So we stop using that. Next, we are going to use blackout. Now with this word, you might think, hey, it is just the way it is that you go and then it turns black. You have it at night, and then that's when you can tell the electricity goes, and then it is out, and then you can't see. So you say it is a blackout. It's not a blackout, because I know what you people are doing. You people are saying at the countries in Africa, here black countries, we don't have electricity. But you see this light. I'm recording this at night. We have electricity. So this whole idea that blackout, it is like you are in a black country. That it is how when black people, that's how they are. They're outside in black countries. That's how it is. No, so you stop using this blackout. And even brownout, they say when the lights goes a little low, that's how you are saying at Latin America, you are saying South America, where the brown people are. Even for them, they have just a little electricity. It's not full. So these words, we know what you are talking about, white people. You need to stop. You need to change with these words. Just call it a power outage because that is what is going on. The power is out. So you just call it that. Okay, the next one is blacklisted, and this one might be a bit accurate because it is just simple. These lists are the reason why we need reparations and we need affirmative action. Because we all know that you white people have been out there keeping lists. You put black people on this list and you say this person is black. We are not going to hire this person. This person is black. We are going to fire this person. This person is black. We are not going to give them a loan. So now this person is black. We are not letting them into this school. So we know these things. So that is what the blacklist has been. So now you give reparations. Once you are done paying the black people in America, you come to Africa and you also pay for the things that you took from here in colonialism. We know these things, so reparations will come. They will all come, and it is what this blacklist is for. Okay, here again is a simple one. This one you're even putting a longer word. Black is longer than the word that you can actually press here. In this word black mark, you just say bad mark. Why do you have to switch and make it interchangeable? People want the word black to mean the same as bad. That's why they switch these things. A black mark is a bad mark. Just call it a bad mark and stop trying to put black and say black is bad. Black is beautiful. We are the beautiful people in the world. I need you to stop using this word. So instead of black mark, you just say bad mark. The next one here is black eye. They say when you punch someone, their eye turns. You know this is insulting to our skin. You know this is saying, now your skin is like a black person, so you are a black. Just call it what it is. It is actually, even me, I've been hearing my sisters out there, we are allies. I am allies to all my sisters there in the fight. And we know this word. This word, it is actually this. Just call, instead of this black eye, just call it proof of toxic masculinity eye. Because this is when it happens. This is when those white men go out and they punch their women and they give them those eyes. So just call it that. Call it what it is instead of putting this black, because it's not like our skin. It is not like that. This is just proof of toxic masculinity eye. You need to stop the violence against the women out there, and you need to stop immediately, you white people, you white toxic men. Okay, this next one is black bottom. And me first, I was thinking this was talking about something else. This was talking about the behind the round, the nice round behind that the black women have. You know, these white girls with the booty thing that he was trying to. They were trying, but they're not out there. And there are some like Jennifer Lopez. She's still there. She's a little older, but she's still holding it. She's still something there. But no, okay, so this black bottom, I did not know what it was. So I asked my friend Jemo. He showed me on the YouTubes. This is where this video is separated. He's recording this video, he's editing for me, and then he will post it on the YouTubes. He said, the black bottom is this dance. And he showed it to me from the 1920s. He said it was from the 1920s. And it was this dance where they're shaking. And first I saw this, I say, look at these white people. These white people is moving like this, shaking. And then I thought, so you're calling this black bottom, why? Because you are saying black people dance, but then black people do dance. We still dance like that. We just dance better. Me, I think they're doing, and what is this thing? It is kind of doing a thing where they want to be like you. It is honorable. You know, they're copying you. So it is okay. What I am saying, you have the permission, you can do this, that, but you have to ask permission. If there's a black person around, you ask permission. But one thing you cannot do, you cannot say the name of the dance. You can just ask someone, but let me not hear you walking around saying I'm doing black bottom dance. But I think he said he will put a link. He will put a link for that black bottom dance below, and you can see it. If you want to do it, you can do it. If you want, you can have fun with it, but don't go around saying black bottom. You can cut something if somebody does not know that you have had the permission. Okay. So now we are going to talk about black market. And black market is a very important thing. These economics are very important because I know you white people, you are just used to just getting things. You are very privileged. So a lot of you people have come very ignorant when it comes to these ideas of money. You are used to just getting things. You are just getting, like your president, Donald Trump, he just get $1 million from his parents. He is very okay. This money is stolen from us black people, us black and brown people. I talked about it before in the blacklisted thing. It's for how you give reparations. But these people are just used to just getting things. They just wake up and they get things. So they get this money, they don't understand economics, and now he's the president of the world. No. So we just need to explain economic terms as what they are. So black market is just this. It is an unregulated market that has come up in an attempt to provide for a customer need free from arbitrary regulations, laws, and interference from the state. That is it. You just say what it is. And you people, you think we are not heard of people like Mises, Austrian economics. We know these things here. We are aware of these things. You need to read yourself about these things and it will free your world. The next word we are talking about here is black ops, black operatives. There's these video games, they play Call of Duty, Black Ops. And what are they talking? You know what they are trying to say in this one? They are trying to put black in a bad sense. They're trying to say that, these people are secretive, deadly, and not to be trusted. That is how they look at the black people. So they say the black ops are those people that are hiding, those spies that they can James Bond, that they come, they hide in places. It is not James Bond. What is Splinter say? I don't know. These people that they come, they shoot you, pa, 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 pa. That is how they say black ops are. Those black people are not violent. Even here in Africa, we do not have guns like you. This whole idea that we are running around with guns, you people are killing yourself in America, and you are telling people at the black ops. No, you need to stop with this thing. This is not a word. You find something else. You just say they are secret special forces. Why don't you just use special operatives? This black ops thing, hidden operatives, quiet operatives, just say something else. You don't have to put black in there. So next I will talk about this one, BET, Black Entertainment TV. And here you can see they're having, what is this thing called? What is this? It is about that country in Europe. What is it called? What is this? When somebody captures you and then you start thinking like them. What is this word? Me, I'm forgetting. English is not my first language, but what is this word? They say that you capture someone and then you start thinking like you and you're a captive and you start feeling like the person and you start helping them. And this is what has happened to African Americans. They are saying Black Entertainment TV. And the white people, they were like, okay, yeah, let's give them one channel. We give them one channel and then they will not start complaining until they need to be on our TV. We will give you that one channel and then all the black people can go and watch that channel. We are on to you. We know what you are doing here. So you shouldn't just put us to one channel, We could have many channels. So this channel, yes, it is a special channel and there's special entertainment there and there are things. But instead of calling it Black Entertainment TV, why don't you just call it Athletically and Rhythmically Inclined Folk that are very entertaining. This is IARIFTAE. You just call it that instead. You can put these long names. Why do you have to say Black Entertainment TV? I am on to you. We are on to you, white people. You need to change what you are doing. Okay, here is the next word we are using is a black box. So with a black box, there are some things you might first think, oh, that is not a bad word. It is kind of true. To be a black person, you have to live to be a black person. I hear these white people trying to talk about black issues, but you do not know what is going on. That is why I'm here talking to you. That is why I'm making this video. I am sharing to inform you, to educate you. It is not my job to educate you, but I am still taking time. You should be thankful. And then you listen to what I am saying. Because yes, it is an experience. It is not something white people can just know. So, and that is how the black box is. You can't really understand what is in that black box. It is kind of hidden in there. There's very useful things in this black box when they put it in there. And the world, you cannot just pick this box and understand it. You need to go in there and you need to understand what is going on in that thing. So you might think, yes, this is a good thing, this is a good thing. It keeps all this information and then it helps people. Like black people, we have all these abilities. We have kept it to ourselves. But then we help you build your countries and then you come and you do what? And I saw someone say, when are you going to build Africa? You don't know. With us, just like Wakanda. We will build these things and we will hide them from you. Once we can hide these things from you, white people, we know how you are, you colonizers. We know how you are. We will build once we can hide it. And you don't even know. We might have built already. We might have our things. We will not tell you. We put that Black Panther movie. It came out so people can say that is fake. So if you hear about the truth, I can't even. Right now I can't. But anyway, so I said, you might think this is a good thing. But if you think about it, what does a black box really do? When do you use the black box? The black box is for telling people information about something bad that has happened. And that another term for that is snitching. And the snitching is not something that black people do. This is things for white people. Black people do not snitch. So if something has happened, we will tell nothing. You need to call that a white box because that white box is the one that will tell on what has happened. If that was a real black box, that plane would crash and then it will come in there and then it will say, I am not telling you. You are a police officer. You are law enforcement. I will only talk to another airplane. You can only tell another plane. It will not tell you anything if that was a real black box because black people, we do not snitch on anything. Now, another word is this. He sent me some more words. After I finished recording, he said, I have some other words. Because I was looking in the dictionary, I saw some other words. So I said, hey, Jemo, see, these other words we talk about. So here are these other words. Another one is a black belt. Now, black belt, me, I like, they have that Bruce Lee. Kicking people. Yes, this one we have here. That one I says okay because it's an expert. When you get really good at something, you are a black person. And this is an athletic thing. And the black people, once we are good. I know we have not had these many martial arts here. But you look at the people like this. I saw this man, Bones Jones. He does some, he might do some, what is this thing called? Picos. Is it Pikachu's? Is it Pokemons? He has something. He has something he's drinking, he's eating. But even if he's eating that, he's already genetics. Because even you take those picos, you take these white people, you go and you give them the picos, they will not get like John Jones. I know there's that man, what do they call, Brock Lesnar. But that Brock Lesnar is like, if they have that Black Panther movie, they should have had him to be that white gorilla person. I know they had that one guy was acting as a white gorilla, but they should have, in the next movie, they should have Brock Lesnar come and be a white gorilla, because that is a different kind of, he's a different kind of person. But now coming back to these words, another word is another offensive word is blackboard. This blackboard, it is a blackboard, and it is just plain. It is just plain. It just sits there, and then you take this white chalk and then you write on it, and then that is when you can learn. That is trying to say that black people by themselves, is nothing. It's just plain. And then the white people is the one who come and they write on it. They add something to it, and then that is when black people become useful. And that is, I don't like that. I don't like that part of it, this word. Yeah, next one, we are talking about a black comedy. They are saying black comedy or black humor. You don't confuse this one with Eddie Murphy, Richard Pryor, Chris Rock, and these other comedians, these funny people. No, this is treating serious or sad subjects in a funny matter. Somebody dies and then you try to make some joke out about it. That is what they're calling this a black comedy. Just say harsh humor. Say critical comedy. Say dark. This is what to say dark. You want to always say dark things. Black out being associated with these dark things. Black is always dark. Black is always scary. Black is always bad. You are trying to do these things. I know you have tried to bring Trevor Noah over there and put him on that Daily Show. You took that Jewish man, then you took that other British. Is it a British man? Was it the John Oliver or that Steve person? I don't know. These white people, they look the same. They talk the same. They laugh at the same things. I cannot tell the difference with some of these people. But you had this person, Trevor Noah, you put him there. But let me tell you, I talk to my friends in South Africa, and they tell me that this Trevor Noah is not black. He's a colored person. He's not black. So you might be watching him and laughing. Me, I know. I laugh at black people. I know people. He is African, but he is not black. He is a colored person. But then you people, you say these people of color. We know what you are talking about. Colored is a bad word. It was a word that the Muzungus were using to call people in South Africa. And now you Muzungus, you white people, you racist people, you are trying to say people of color, and you are thinking we are not understanding. We understand what you are saying. We know what you are saying. So you want to be these racist things. If you want to see something good, you go online, you look Churchill Show. Look Churchill Show, Kenya, Nairobi, Kenya. Churchill Show. He's a funny guy. He's a really funny guy. You can see some true, pure African humor. So with that African humor, you will see some real people. Because I know just like with Obama, you take your tea, you like putting some milk in there. You got Trevor Noah because you are comfortable. He has some white in him, just like he's a president of yours. We know you like colored presidents, because now you have an orange man. Before, you had a colored man, Obama, and you are saying he's black. We know you put him there because he has white. His white mother raised him, and he has that white aspect of him. He sounds like you people. You are comfortable with him. So now you can say, oh, we've had a black person. Now we can go back and we can vote for white people. I know you want to vote for women. You are trying here like this Bernie Sanders person. We are onto you. We know you. So dark humor is not dark humor. It's not black humor. You just say critical comedy or harsh humor. Another word is a black hole. They say it is out there in the universe, and it is everywhere. You can see these things, and it takes all the light. It sucks everything in, and then it is a black hole. And in this way, it is kind of good to understand that when you see black, they say colored people are black, but they are not. Because when you see something that is black, it is the absence of light. And then when you see something that is white, that is when only the colors are being reflected to your eyes. That's why you are seeing this in white. So actually, white is all the colors. It is very colored. Black is actually no colors. It's all the colors are inside. So that is something to think about when you are thinking about things. But also, this is a black hole. They say it is out there and it sucks things in. It takes all in this information. You might not be able to see it, but it is actually there. It is everywhere. It is a powerful thing. So with a black hole, it is okay. It is out there like the black bird. It is in space. It is a hole. It's a hole of sorts. It is a black hole. That name is okay. Okay, so last word here now is blackbird. We have come to this word, and it's okay. We will keep this word because it is just a description of what the thing is. The bird itself, it's a bird. It is a bird. It flies out there, flu, 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 chup, 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 and it is black. So I cannot say anything. It is a black bird. And the female itself, it is a brown bird. But anyways, black people, we have different colors. We have different shades. You know, we are very diverse. We are a diverse group of people here. People look at black people and white people. No, we are a very diverse people. We have very many beautiful skin colors here. So there are people who are very black, like the people in Sudan, and then there's very light people. You go down to South Africa, you go to other places, even close in Sudan, in different tribes and things like that, you have different kind of colors. So this one, I think it will stay. The bird is also from America and Europe. It is not even here from Africa. So this is okay because it shows you that there's a difference between being from some place and being a race. Because this one is a separate. This one we can agree it is a separate thing. You know, there is no European, African, or American race. These are not races. These are locations. These are countries that were developed by people. So you can be from somewhere and be a different race and have a different skin color. So with this one, we will end on a good thing. So I'm just saying, like, just the Peter people. These people like Peter, might name any kind of thing, but you just come back. If somebody is using these words, you just send them this video. You just get the link. He said you can just get the link and you can send it to people. And then I've educated you, I've helped you, and thank you. This is your language, English. You are giving us this language, and then now I am giving something back to you in this language. So you can do it in a better way, and you cannot be white guilty anymore. And that is thank you, and that is it for this video. Okay, so that was the video for today. I was thinking about doing this for a while. I mean, I first saw that Peter lace, or Peter. I just, and that Peter company is, it's a really ridiculous company to me. Just it's one of those things where it's just the proof of actual privilege. Like the fact that you can live in a society where you just like you have that much money, time, and investment to really care that kind of level for animals. Another good thing about it is they kind of anthropomorphize. Anthropomorphize. That's the word right there. I'm trying to go between accents, switching back and forth and then recording this video. But I think with that word, anyway, it's kind of thing where you can write it, but saying it is a little different thing. But anyway, there's an anthropomorphic thing that's going on here with these animals. And when you look past the whole PETA thing, and you know, I used to be, as a younger self, was like, well, these people care more about animals than they care about humans. And those kind of animals, because human, of course, are animals. And for me, I am a fan of animals. I don't mind them. It's just my favorite animal is human beings. Animals, they were just the best animals that we know of. I mean, we're the animals that care for people. This video I saw, this duck that was walking, and then it kind of had its ducklings follow it, and they fell in this drain, and then like this humans kind of stopped. This guy was on a highway, and he kind of drove. It was like a two-lane road, I think two-way carriage, or like two roads. But anyway, the guy stopped off. He saw the ducks go in there, and then like some firemen came out, and they fished the ducks out, and the mama duck was kind of there, and then they got the ducks out, and they carried the duck in a tarp and put it in the river. And then, of course, you can also say that, oh, if humans weren't there, then there wouldn't be a road to begin with, there wouldn't be a drain to begin with, and all these kind of things. And that's well and good. Yes, I do understand that aspect of it, true. But at the same time, the humans have stopped and done that. How often do you see this being done on the reverse? And there are situations where an animal will actually...
So I just want to add this thing in here. I saw this thing from an Australian politician claiming that through man-made climate change, there's been the first extinction of a mammal. So first of all, the connections between that claim and the actual reality, I haven't really found one to be actually fearful, where these power grabs that they're going through, we're supposed to actually do what they need to do, and then that's going to bring the results. These people can't tell what the climate's going to be in a week. So what are we supposed to believe with this whole idea of going to 10, 20, 100 years in the future, like nothing's going to change? But anyway, one thing humans are going to do, we are approaching that Jurassic Park level of technology where we can get DNA from animals that were once extinct and bring them back. We're also going to be the first ones to take Earth forms from the planet Earth and put them on other planets, send them out into the universe. So Team Human in this situation.
Care for, I mean, it's just, when I say animal in this sense, I'm just going to go specifically like the wild animals and non-domestic, even a domesticated animal that's a pet. And then we have these kind of symbiotic relationships where we kind of work together. There's this also really cool photo I saw where it was like a sheepdog had, I know it's blood on it. I guess it had fought off a wolf, and it looked like the sheep was kind of had its head on the sheepdog. The sheepdog was lying on the ground, and like the wolf had its head. I mean, sorry, the sheepdog was down, had red on its mane, on kind of its chest, and then the sheep looked like it was kind of tapping its head to the sheep's head. I mean, to the sheepdog's head, like it was saying thanks for doing that. And there is this. Animals do have feelings in this kind of way, but it also goes further. So do plants. When I was joking about, like, why are you just pulling out, like, sort of take the bull from the horns, let's just transfer it to the plants. Like, plants have feelings. Just because they can't emote in a sense, it's harder for us to anthropomorphize them in that sense. Doesn't mean they're not a life form. Doesn't mean they don't react to certain things in their own particular way. I mean, when you go to like a higher enough life form, what if a life form comes to us and our form of expressions is like a plant? Then would the people in PETA who say like, oh, these things are bad if you do it to animals, but if you do it to like plants, it's okay. Would they come in and say like, okay, yeah, that life form is just a lot higher than us, so it's gonna kill us off? That's completely okay. Like whatever, we're like plants to them. We're just gonna feed them. Like the whole Matrix thing, they just like start planting humans like plants. Like for them, are they kind of okay with that because like that life form is a lot higher? If it's a whole respect for life thing, then we gotta respect life, and I think that's an accurate thing. For me, I don't really pull out flowers anymore. Like I wasn't joking about that. Most people have cameras. Most people have phones, like phones with cameras on them and things like that. A lot of people do. You can take a photo of it. You can kind of just experience it in that way. Take your time and smell the roses kind of thing. So I do kind of get that aspect of it. But with this whole PETA thing, the anthropomorphizing of things kind of shows you that they actually do care about humans more than they actually do. It's just, I think, a lot of these people, unfortunately, have not had that many positive relationships with actually humans in their life. You see a lot of this. There's this really funny meme. The meme with like the guy with the butterfly, and he's like, "Is this?" It was like it was like domestic animal, like cat or dog, and then it was like it said something about like dumb human or something. Then like puppy, like what was it, cat mom or something like that, and it was like, is this children? Where it's like they kind of substitute. They substitute dogs and cats for kids. And that's because they still have those instincts. They still care for these things. Humans still have this need to care for something. But I'm thinking there's a lot of people who are involved in some of these movements that unfortunately have had really crappy relationships with humans in their lives. They're not really that strong of things to actually build up that value. So that want and urge to have it is kind of transferred to animals in that sense. And I think if we also kind of step back and we don't think of ourselves as these kind of elite creatures that are completely outside of nature, we also need to think like if once you absorb that and you accept your animal instincts, your animal needs, and not like some special chosen by God or anything kind of thing where we're just animals on this planet, then I think you can also appreciate that more. And then if you really do care for animals, you can also understand you care about animals in a different way. Because even these PETA people, I know there's some of them who will have like tons of dogs or things like that, or they'll be vegans or vegetarians or whatever kind of sense from these kind of moral standpoints and things like that. But if you go to the point and you say, okay, would you sacrifice the cat that you have in your house or these 500 random lions? I think most of those people would be like, yeah, those lions can go extinct or something for their one cat, because they still care about that one cat that they have at their house a lot more than these random animals. There was also this really good short video that I saw where it was like some guy just walking around being like, 500,000 to buy your pet. Like most of the people were no. I don't know how many people they ask, because some of these videos they'll go out there and they'll ask like 100 people, and then if they want the video to be a certain way, if only 10 people say that, they'll only show you the 10 people. But I think most people just think about it. If you have a pet, how much money would you take if somebody just walked by you in the street and was like 500,000, 50,000, 5,000? How much would you take? A lot of people would probably not exchange that because they have some kind of care of that, whether they have memories, whether they grew up with it. But yeah, so PETA, I've kind of thought about it a different way. They just recently went at Steve Irwin, Steve Irwin was a crocodile hunter. Some of you may know him, some of you may not. This Australian guy had these kind of shows. He has a daughter, Bindi, that I think has taken over her kind of show where he was kind of like a wildlife expert. He would have a show on the Discovery Channel type of thing where he'd go like with other animals like, oh, crikey, oh. And he had an unfortunate death where he was swimming in water with like a stingray or a manta ray or something and like poked him in his chest, and he just died like an hour or something later. Very beloved character, known all over the world and things like that. But they went at him talking about, oh, I think this is paraphrasing, like Steve Irwin died around this time, like 10 years ago or whatever, while he was messing with a stingray. If he wasn't messing with that stingray, he'd be okay. And then there's that meme where it's like kind of like a round table type of thing where different people from different kind of places come together and put down their... I'll leave a link below to it in the link section to check it out. Where when I first saw it, it was something like people... It was a few things. It was just like 4 different people who were kind of opposed, coming out against, like everyone trying to eviscerate PETA for kind of going against Steve Irwin this way. Then I saw something in the comment section where it was just like all kinds of people. There was random things in there. There was like God, dark matter. There was like, it was like pedophiles somewhere. There was like bronies. There was like capitalist people on the right, Antifa, like everyone. Pretty much everyone's just like, no, Steve Irwin is untouchable. So anyway, who's your favorite human? Who's your favorite animal? What type is your favorite animal? Two things on animals I think I'm going to talk to here. When I was a kid, I wanted to when I was a kid, when I was a little younger, not a little younger, like 10 years ago. I was thinking like, I want to get links. I think I'm still good to get the links. I was thinking like retirement years and things like if I ever have kids, and there's something else about the kids after this. But if I ever have kids, once they're out of the house and everything, because I researched for the links, like you need to go up to like, I want the Canadian links. My biggest thing of it was like cool ears, but those paws, those massive paws that it has, just looks really cool. But you have to get like a 1 square, like an acre closed enclosure, then at least 3 acres of like more like open enclosure where you can just kind of run around. And it's of course best to have it in the climate that the animal is used to. So I'd have to probably move to somewhere like Canada or something to keep the thing. And I just think it would be kind of cool to have it because you have to be with the animal like every day for the first like 3 or 2, the first year at least. I think a year or 2 of its life. You need to see that animal every day so it imprints on you and it doesn't just go feral on you. So it kind of this is my parent. We have a good relationship. I'm not just gonna like eat your face, because even like just regular domestic cats, if you just like die in an apartment and you have your cats with you, the cats will start eating you fast. Like once they grow hungry, they'll just start eating your face. They'll start just nibbling on you. They're just pretty much wild animals. They're pretty much just wild animals that just have figured out the best way to get food is to hang out with this particular human. So I'm going to do that for a while. It's not really as, I think, symbiotic and amicable a relationship as we have with dogs. But anyway, the other thing was, I was kind of thinking about this. Has you heard of this before? Anyone else who's done it? If you were kind of doing the family planning thing and you're having 2 kids, maybe the kids are like 2 years apart and things like that. If you have 2 kids or even 3, but you get 2 kids, the older kid, you get them like a mid to like smaller sized dog. You get that when the kid maybe turns like 2 or 3, and then the younger kid, maybe you wait. No, I guess you'd have to wait till 2 or 3. Anyway, but you get the younger kid a bigger dog, even like a Great Dane or something, and you have them kind of grow up with each of them having their dogs, and like they grow up, and then it's just I thought that would be kind of a cool thing. Maybe if I'm creating some characters or some kind of family, I would kind of tie that in. But have you heard of that happening with anyone? But I thought about it more and was like, how can you really have dogs with kids that young? But then one of my friends had twins, and then they also had 2 Australian sheepdogs, these 2 really cool dogs. But the kids were like twins, they were like babies, and they were just running around. The dogs would come up and like lick their faces, and the dogs are really amicable with them. So I guess you kind of have to check and see which dogs have the right temperament to be around kids. Because I was worried like things like with the dogs kind of harass the kids. But no, they get along well. So I thought that would be a cool thing. Let me know what you guys think about that. Let me know what you guys originally thought about the PETA video. If you made it through this entire video, you might have seen, I have some other videos like this, so you can check them out in the channel. But did you make it through the entire video without being like, okay, this guy's completely BSing? Could you tell like off the break that I was doing some accent, not really being like, if you're not a regular viewer to this channel? But anyway, like, share, and subscribe. Links below to a merchandise store. Let me know if you guys have any pets or animals or some stories and things like that. And goodbye.